Okay, this is Jason Robinson from Illustration by Design. I am here. Sorry if I'm a little late. I apologize. John Fields is here. It says, "Hi, everyone, one there." Hi, John Fields. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Um, yeah, I got tied up a little. Am I on the right thing here? Hold on. I gotta check this out. I might be in the wrong thing. Hold on one second. Up. As you can tell, I am organized as always. Um, all right, there's no one here. So I was just talking to myself. Anyway, I'm here now. Hello. Um, and I am back to continue illustrating, or inking rather, this page for Secret Comics Presents, the book I'm working on with Nasser Rabadi. Hey, Dee Dee, how you doing? Good seeing you. Dee Dee Willingham is a very good artist in her own right, and she is here to keep me company while I stumble through my live stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm doing good. A little sick, but getting better. So just taking it one day at a time. Um, but yeah, I started inking this. I think sometime this morning. I think. Um, but oops, there we go. And then went online to live stream some more of the inking, and then I'm going to continue on with these panels right now. Probably won't do it for too long because they have. Oh, thank you, Dee Dee. Yeah, I'm going to try to heal as quickly as possible. My wife and I have been sick for little over a week now, so just takes time to get it out of our system. Um, but yeah, tonight they're gonna have Drawn and Quartered uh, on Mike Miller's channel. It's Blacklist Universe. So I'm gonna live stream's gonna finish before then, probably in about 2 hours. Um, so I'll be inking for about 2 hours. Then I'll probably run over there to help out with the chat and stuff. So if you would please join me for the next couple of hours and watch me um, scribble and try to make this comic look halfway decent. Dee Dee says, "Oh no, wifey too." Yeah, wifey got me sick. She got it first, and then she spread the love. So, but that's okay. We are stuck with each other for the next several decades till death to us part. So I assume that being sick is part of it, in sickness and in health. So it's no problem. Um, hey, Nick C is here. He says, "What is Drawn Quarter's theme tonight?" Tonight, the theme for Drawn Quartered is it's a twofer. It's Bigfoot Bill, and it's oh my gosh, what's his name? Titan. So it's Bigfoot Bill, which is the creation of Duck Apple, and Titan, the sort of mouse superhero creation from Gary Shipman. And those two characters will be the subject of tonight's Drawn and Quartered on Blacklist Universe. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if you get to choose either or if you have to use them both as some sort of super team. I don't know. But it'll be fun. It'll be interesting. They're cool characters. But yeah, so that's what's going to happen tonight at 10 on Blacklist Universe. So I encourage everyone to go over there and check it out. Until then, I encourage everyone to hang out here with me, watch me ink, and if you would, please give this live stream a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications of future live streams and videos, which I will be posting on a fairly regular basis. This comic that I'm working on, Secret Comics Presents, will be launching in 2 weeks on Friday the 13th in March. So I'm going to be drawing or trying to draw some of the pages every day for the next couple months till the book's done. So it's not a long book. It's 20 pages or so, 24 pages. I'm not sure, but I draw slow, so it's going to take me a while to get through it. I've penciled the first several pages. Now I'm going to start inking some of these pages so that Nostra will have something to put up on the Indiegogo site when we launch and everything. So yeah, so just hang out. if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I will be here scribbling, and yeah, I'm gonna play some music to entertain myself. And yeah, again, please just hang out and ask any questions if you have them. Okay? Thank you very much. Ah, see, Nick C says, "I'm so happy that you." Let's see. Nick C says, "I'm so happy you use sequential storytelling and not widescreen panels for everything." Um, yeah, I'm not sure how I would use. This is just the way that I mean I'm used to reading comics like this. I mean, I guess some comics use widescreen panels for their storytelling. I That's just not the way I'm used to sort of reading comics. So I've probably seen a few over the years, but most of the comics I've sort of absorbed over the decades have been like this standard comic book. So this is sequential storytelling. You know, I guess the Will Eisner method of storytelling is how most of the comic books that I love are. So that's just the way I sort of see stories in terms of comic books. So that's why. Blame Will Eisner and all the awesome artists that followed suit over the past several decades. So um, let me see here. What's going on? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm already lost. Dee says she'll be back when I guess Jordan Quarter goes live. Cool, cool. Uh, Now I have to figure out how to correct some of the mistakes I've made in the penciling stage here. First, let me make sure that this is in screen on camera. Dee says, "No, I will be backing your campaign." Oh, thank you. Okay, gotcha. When you said you will back, okay, I thought you meant you'll be back, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You mean you will back financially? Oh, very cool. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Just trying to fix some of the hmm. Eric Hawkins says, "LOL, don't scare off the backers." I'm trying not to scare off the backers, Eric. I'm trying not to scare them off. Were you watching Die Hard 2 when you drew this? No. Why? Is this Die Hard 2? I haven't seen Die Hard 2 in probably since it came out. No, maybe I saw parts of it on TV. But I haven't seen the whole thing since it came out. When did it come out? In like 89? It's been a while. Why is this guy in Die Hard 2? This fat guy or this kid? Only thing I remember about Die Hard 2 was Die Hard 2. That what? No. Samuel L. Jackson was in Die Hard 3. Die Hard 2 was the one in the airport when he gets blown out of the jetliner. I remember that one scene, and then that one scene where he tells that just a facts, ma'am joke. But that's pretty much all I remember about Die Hard 2. So. All right. All right. Let's see. I think he's mostly known for. Oh, Dennis Franz. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Dennis Franz from NYPD Blue. Yeah, gotcha. Well, when Nasser gave me the story, he told me to make this guy the father. He says think of the guy from the guy from Cujo, and I saw Cujo a long time ago. But I knew who he was talking about. It was the owner of Cujo, and he was like a fat guy. And I remember that actor. It wasn't Dennis Franz though. It was he was he on Sheriff Lobo? He was he played a cop like a small town like sheriff or something. I think it was Sheriff Lobo from back in the early '80s. The spinoff from BJ and the Bear, and that guy from Cujo played Lobo's deputy. And so my memory of him is what inspired this guy. So I guess Dennis Franz looks like him. Dennis Franz is a great actor though. I don't remember Dennis Franz from Die Hard 2 though. All right. Let me see. All right. I have to check my computer to make sure that you guys can see what I'm drawing. So, fix my glasses so I can actually see what I'm drawing. Although, are these? No, they're not. Just checking. My glasses are dirty. I was like, why am I having so much problem looking through my glasses? It's because my glasses are covered with fingerprints. Which, if you wear glasses, happens pretty much every 10 seconds. Alright, that's better. I can actually see something now. Franz was the airport cop. Okay, I don't remember him from the movie. But I do see the resemblance between this guy and Dennis Franz. Eric Hawkins says, I haven't seen Cujo in years. Yeah, me either. Mainly because I'm kind of scared of it. I mean, I know the story, and it's the story. I love dogs, but rabid dogs, I'm not a fan of, and I'm not crazy about rabid dogs eating people. So I've kind of avoided Cujo over the years. I've seen enough to know the players and the characters and stuff, but yeah. You guys see this? Let me try one more time. There you go. There you go. That's better. Now you can see. I zoomed in a little for you. Hopefully my hand shadow won't get in the way. This is the one thing I like about streaming from my phone versus using StreamYard. I can really zoom in on the art, and hopefully you guys can see. You can't really do that with StreamYard. At least not. At least I haven't figured out how to zoom in this much yet. DD says, do you draw your characters from different angles ahead of placing them in story, or invent the poses as you go along? Well, the way I work is like this page. Here, well, you can't see it because I've zoomed in. Hold on one second. Please hold while I zoom out again so you guys can see. Zoom out. There we go. That's a little better. There we go. When I first sketch it out, I sketch it out, you know, on a computer. But yeah, I don't. I try to do it from different angles, the characters from different angles. When I do the rough sketch thumbnails to make it as interesting as possible. So the whole, you know, how to draw comics the Marvel way deal. You know, I want each panel to sort of show a progression, but then, you know, to have drama, you know, it's more dramatic to have like these, you know, have a worm's eye view in the case of this, you know, and then having him at an angle, really dramatic. It's like, oh, you know, as opposed to just like a boring side view or something. So yeah, I kind of yeah, I had before I draw on a final board, I lay it out on copy paper, make sure all the angles and figures are have the right sort of impact, and then I'll lightbox that onto the final drawing board like this, and then I'll pencil it, trace it, and then I'll ink it after that. So yeah, I plan ahead. I have to, otherwise I'd be erasing every 5 minutes. It'd be a big mess. It's already messy enough without me having to sort of on the fly try to figure out the oops. Dag nabbit, what am I doing here? I'm trying to zoom in again, and there we go. Yay. Me trying to figure it out as I'm drawing on the actual board would be a big mess. So I try to figure it out ahead of time on copy paper, and then once I have it figured out, then I will trace it, lightbox it onto the final board. So if that rambling explanation made any sense. Eric Hawkins says, "Oh, that guy played Lobo's deputy was in BJ and the Bear also." Yes. That's who this guy is based off of. I don't remember his name. I don't remember the actor's name. I just remember him from BJ and the Bear, Sheriff Lobo, and Cujo. TD says, "I don't do sequential art, so always interesting." Yeah, it is interesting. If you ever have a chance, you should read How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. I mean, my parents got it for me for my birthday when I was 10, and it was very enlightening in the sense of how comic book pacing and storytelling sort of works. You know, when you do it sort of intentionally, and don't just sort of play it by ear. I mean, there are a lot of cool tricks and stuff that I picked up from just reading that over the years. That book, How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, and this book by Will Eisner, Comics and Sequential Art. Oops, I zoomed in again too much. But by Will Eisner. Great books, and they have again lots of tips, explanations. Again, this is zoomed in, so you can't really see. But these are great books. I encourage everyone interested in comic books to pick them up, read them. Maybe you can find them at the library or somewhere. But they're very educational books. And if you're an artist, you're a comic book artist, I highly recommend you read it. Let's see. Dee Dee says, well, she nods. And she said it makes sense. Good. I'm glad my rambling made sense. That's my biggest worry is that I'll say something and it makes sense in my head, but when it comes out of my mouth, it makes absolutely no sense. So I'm glad this time it somewhat made sense. Eric Hawkins says Mills Watson. Yeah, I had no idea what his name was either. But I mean, I recognize his face, but I had no idea. I don't even know if he's still alive. He's a cool actor, though. Didi says, I picked up the book at the store and thumbed through it. Yeah, cool. I read Will Eisner biography. Oh, cool. Very cool. Nick C says, do you have any thoughts on Dan DiDio's dismissal? I do not. I don't know that much about Dan DiDio. I know a lot of what's been going on at DC Comics over the past decade, but I've never really been one to delve into like the politics of comic books, mainly because a big part of me doesn't really like to know how the sausage is made. All I really care about are the results. So I have not been happy about the results of what's been going on at DC Comics over the past decade. The News 52 I thought was garbage. I think a lot of the decisions they've made with a lot of the characters have been crap and garbage. But in terms of the people behind those decisions, I really haven't. I honestly really didn't really want to know because I don't know, because I didn't want to blame any particular person or whatever. But overall, I've not been happy with DC Comics or Marvel Comics. I mean, neither of the big two I haven't been happy with over the past decade. I think they've all made crappy, overly politically correct decisions in terms of how they've dealt with the characters and what they've done with their storylines and stuff, and it's destroyed their universes. Dan DiDio, I'm assuming has been a big part of that. So him leaving, is that going to be good for DC? I have no idea. They might hire someone who's 10 times worse than Dan DiDio. Maybe he's been sort of holding the hordes at bay and keeping DC Comics somewhat viable throughout the past decade. I really don't know enough about him or what he's done or what hasn't done to give a to give a really cogent opinion on it. So I hope DC bounces back from what they've been doing, but I don't know. From what I've heard with what's the new thing they're coming out with, 5G. I don't have a lot of high hopes for them being doing any better. What are they doing? They're replacing all of the classic superheroes with sort of what are they doing? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what they're doing. I can't remember. So, but I think is it 5G that's sort of like race swapping and gender swapping most of the superheroes. They're going to change, like a new Batman. It's to be a new Superman, a new everything, but with different. I don't know. It doesn't sound good. So it's just. I mean, it's just with everything they've been doing with DC over the past decade and Marvel. I've largely sort of, I guess, noped out of it. I've stopped buying their comics and really stopped caring about what they do with their characters. I felt no reason to spend money on their books. I think the only book I've bought from DC Comics over the past 5 years has been what is it? It's Doomsday Clock, and everything else is I've just spent money on independent books. So I don't know. That's my opinion on Dan DiDio. I don't have much of an opinion. Fly Fox Pro says, I think they will cancel that 5G garbage. Okay, maybe. I don't know. I have no idea what they're gonna do. Hopefully, Scott Schneider will be publisher. He's one of the few guys that writes good stories. I think he knows what it means to honor a legacy while challenging the characters. Well, I hope so. Again, I don't know enough about the players involved. I all I really know is the results of what they've done with some of these books. I don't like what is it Brian Michael Bendis who screwed up Superman? You know, who had him reveal his secret identity to the world like an idiot, and who fast forwarded his son Jonathan's age, so he's a teenager, and he's with the Legion of Superheroes that have been again revamped and race swapped and other garbage like that. I don't have any. I have very little respect and for what they've done with these characters. I mean, to me, they're pretty much unrecognizable, and they're not characters that I really have any interest in reading about. Fly Fox Pro says, "Yeah, Bendis is dumb. Should have never let him touch Superman." Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And isn't Bendis the one who because he adopted a black girl in real life, he's decided that now every character new character he writes is going to be some sort of like black super Mary Sue, who's like a teenage, black genius. It's like I have no interest in reading that garbage. I mean, for me, as someone who's black, I find that insulting. It's just this sort of idiotic, it's just I don't need these pity characters, where you have basically the same character over and over again with the same MO. It's just moronic. I want to read about some. What am I doing here? I'm complaining too much and not drawing enough. That's why I try not to talk too much when I draw. My brain can only focus on one thing at a time. Either draw or talk. Draw or talk. Let's see. Eric Hawkins says they all want to put their stamp on the character. They often forget to stay true to the mythos of the characters. Yeah, they do. Didi says, as someone who is black, yes, yes, as someone who's black. Fly Fox Pro says, yeah, I think he's done some of that, but at least at Marvel, his brand of storytelling fit this world. He just doesn't get DC. I don't know. I mean, what did he do at Marvel? He did some stuff on Marvel. Again, I don't follow these guys. It's just I kind of. Well, I don't know. With comic book companies, once you lose me, you kind of lose me, and I just don't pay attention anymore. So I glean things here and there about what these companies are doing, what these different creators are doing. But if I don't like something they've done, I just sort of block them out of my mind, and I just move on to something else that's more worthy of my time and money. Oh, he did Ultimate Spider-Man. Okay. I thought you just had a tan because I live in Florida. Yeah, well, actually, if I actually went outside, I'd probably have more of a tan. I'm actually kind of pale because I'm inside all the time drawing. It's not healthy. I need more vitamin D. Eric Hawkins says, I've watched enough of Dee Dee streams. I can actually hear her laugh in my head now. I need to watch some of Dee Dee streams because, I hear her in my head, but I've never actually heard her voice. So I have a feeling that her actual voice might be quite different from what I imagine her to sound like, based on her postings. All right. Now, is this? Oh my gosh, this is completely off screen. You guys can't see anything. I apologize. Hold on. All right. You got it? Okay, you can see now. Okay, cool. I'll try to keep it in frame. I apologize. Fly Fox Pro says, I haven't bought a comic since like 2012, and I'm not the best person to be commenting. Yeah, I mean, I bought comics since then, but it's just they've been so few and far between because I tend to get my comic news, from the internet and stuff, and then I will, based on what I read, I just don't buy the comic. If I read a comic book is going in a certain direction that I don't like, I'm not buying that. It's garbage. Why do I waste my money on that? So although if I'm interested enough, I will check out digital comics online. And there are places online where you can read them for free, and I will do that just to see whether or not it's worth my time and effort and money to actually spend money on a book. Sometimes it is, usually it's not. So it's yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys can't. What is going on here? You guys can't see anything. Hold on. It's killing me. All right, that's where. Give me a second. This is like the worst live stream ever. All right. You guys can see that. Let me bring this down. All right. There. Now you guys can see. Dee says, please do, Jason. I will check out your live streams. Fly Fox Pro says, Dee is awesome and supportive and encouraging and inspiring. She's very supportive, and I really appreciate that from her. Dee is directly or indirectly responsible for the majority of my subscriber base. Oh, cool. Awesome. Dee says, I try to support artists and creatives, especially young ones. I'm very young, so please support me. Gotta support the next generation. Dee has a great channel with great subscribers. I try to watch every day. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Your info is interesting. Not bad stream at all. Oh, I'm finally actually in Canberra. That's awesome. Finally worked. Let's see. Fly Fox Pro says, don't lie, old man. I'm not lying. I'm not quite yet a half century old. So I am still extremely young. So so please support my channel. All right. All right. Now, Dee says Eric is also funny in chats. All right. Now, let me see if I can. Eric Hawkins says, I'm just shy of a half century. See, we're the same age. We're youngins. We're young whippersnappers. We got plenty of mileage left in us. Fly Fox Pro says, I'm going to be interviewing Matt Krotz this weekend about Kyrie 2. I'm looking forward to talking to him. He and I have a lot in common, I think. Oh, cool. I'm going to have to subscribe to Fly Fox Pro's channel because he sounds very interesting. If you guys have not already, you guys should all subscribe to Fly Fox Pro and Dee Willingham. Because they sound like they have very interesting channels, worthy of your attention and support. Hey, Shinobi Raccoon's here. How you doing? Good seeing you. Nasser's show with Doug was good. Yes, it was. I saw that. It was very good. I really enjoyed that. Now, why is this getting washed out? This is very washed out here. Give me a second. Not sure why. Not sure why. Fly Fox Pro says Doug's a natural entertainer and comedian, not to mention that he's a really smart guy, so he always makes a great guest wherever he goes. Yeah, he's very capable of carrying a conversation. So even if the interviewer might be lacking, he more than makes up for it. He knows how to entertain a crowd. So that's very cool. There's a skill that I would love to have, but I think it just comes from years of practice, and also you have to be somewhat of an extrovert to do that. But I guess you can overcome it if you're not naturally inclined to be that way. All right, let's see. Fly Fox Pro says, I love public speaking and engaging people. I don't have that quick comedic wit that people like Doug have. I'm way more comfortable with preaching. Shinobi, I'm looking forward to watching your videos. Cool. Very cool. Yeah, I don't like public speaking. I'm very much an introvert, so even this stuff, just live streaming, is this is taking me out of my comfort zone big time. So, but you know, I kind of have to force myself to improve, because otherwise I would be an antisocial hermit, and that's not good either. It's not very healthy. So. Whoa. Dee says, I'm going into my 10th streaming year. I've been streaming for 10 years. What? She says it gets easier, Jason. Well, maybe after I've been streaming for a decade, I'll be used to it. But it's I don't know. Wow, that's a long time to be streaming. That's awesome, but I just Fly Fox Pro says, did a lot of public speaking in the military as a teacher and instructor. And then while I was in the ministry, I missed teaching and public speaking like that. That's cool. Very cool. Sorry, just trying to find the right angle. Right. Dee says, haven't seen Elliot walking lately. He okay? I think Elliot is okay. I mean, I haven't heard anything that he's been ill or anything. I think he's probably just been busy working. I thought I saw him. He wasn't he on Friday Night Auctions a few days ago. So I think he's doing okay. Dee says, I bought a Gary drawing for only $30. I got a deal. Yeah, no, Gary's work is great. So, and yeah, it goes for, it's good and bad. It's great that we can get his artwork for cheap, but it's at the same time, it's like his work is worth more than what he often sells it for. So it's good for us, not necessarily good for Gary. Oh, then you won the giveaway. Oh, cool. Very cool. Fly Fox Pro says, I usually don't like horror stuff. I will say your art is suitably creepy. Oh, thank you very much. You know what, honestly, I don't really like horror stuff myself. I'm not a big horror fan. I have a great appreciation for it. I mean, I love Bernie Wrightson and stuff. And a lot of stuff like Will Eisner does, I kind of consider scary. Well, not scary, but creepy. I mean, I like their work, but I'm not really a big horror fan. I don't really like horror movies. So I don't know. I mean, I think you'll see my taste in horror reflected in the book. Some of the this book will have both realistic and sort of fantasy horror in it. So, and you'll see that reflected in terms of what's depicted. I don't really like realistic violence in in my movies and stuff and entertainment, I don't find it entertaining. Like I don't like slasher movies. Like what was it? Silence of the Lambs. I hate the stuff going on in that movie because it's too realistic. Or the Saw movies. I can't watch that stuff. Um, but I love like werewolf movies and vampire movies and stuff. And I don't mind violence in them because to me it's not realistic. It's obviously fantasy violence, so I can deal with fantasy violence. I can't deal with realistic violence. So in the book that I'm drawing, where there is more realistic violence or plausible violence, I will be less graphic. Where there is more fantasy violence, I'll probably be more graphic, if that makes sense. So, um, let's see. Eric Hawkins says Elliot was on the auction last week. He seemed okay. Looked skinnier. Yeah, I think he's trying to lose weight. I mean, I think it's not because he's sick, because he's intentionally trying to get in better shape. Um, Dee says creepy coolia. I don't care for rip 'em ups, but like goose, scarily stories. Yeah, yeah. I mean, stuff like mummies and stuff. I mean, I think that stuff's cool, but I really don't like realistic violence. I have a very kind of low tolerance for it. So, but at the same time, I love movies like I love like film noir movies where the violence is implied, and and you know what's happening, but they don't show someone's head getting ripped off in a film noir movie. I mean, they'll show maybe like a shadow of like a head separating from her body, so you know what's going on, but you don't see like the nitty gritty of every detail, and that's my preference. Fly Fox Pro says never saw Silence of the Lambs. I like mostly because stuff is implied rather than depicted. Yeah, but even in Silence of the Lambs, like when he's like when he bites that guy's face, for me that was too much. When he starts beating him with the billy club, I'm like, it's too much for me. I'm like it's like me and alcohol. I'm like a real lightweight. It's like I can't take too much before I have to like, you know, turn my head or turn the channel. I'm kind of a wimp. So. All right. Huh. Ah, it's like, where's my pen? I had it in my mouth. It's like, where is that pen? I just had it. What's that thing in your mouth? Stupid. Oh yeah, that's the pen I was looking for. D says, I watched Walking Dead until they killed off Glenn. Yeah, serious. I couldn't watch that episode. I'd seen the comic book, so I knew what was happening. I couldn't watch it. I could not watch it. It's again violence like that. Like what's that TV show my wife loves? It was Game of Thrones. Couldn't watch it. Too violent, too graphic. I mean, I saw that one scene with the Man Mountain, like, and he like he fights this little guy, and then he kills a little guy in like the most horrible way imaginable. I was just like, what the heck? Stuff like that. Yeah. I don't mind zombies, but yeah, beating someone to death with a baseball bat, I'm not into. I am not into it. Uh, let's see. Eric Hawkins says Bianca Fights Zombies says something nice about my Zombieful World of Oz book. He said the violence was mostly implied or off panel, but done very well. Very cool. Awesome. Shinobi Raccoon says looking sharp. Thank you very much, Shinobi Raccoon. Eric Hawkins says, DD, that was the last episode my wife watched too. When it became more about people on people violence, she quit watching. Yeah, I have no interest in that. I mean, I know people can be evil to each other. I don't need to see a whole series about people being evil to one another. You know, it's like yeah. I mean, I'd rather, you know, there's plenty of other things I can be watching. Didi says some of Nasser's stuff was a bit much for me, but I support Nasser. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Nasser. Yeah, everyone's different. I mean, Nasser's taste in movies is quite different from mine. He loves horror movies and he loves graphic horror movies, and I am not into it. I've been trying to get him to watch more of the classic horror movies from the 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s that aren't as graphic, but are, to my mind, better than a lot of the sort of slasher movies that he's into. Um, you know, he's watched some of them, which is good. I mean, I think if you're into any sort of genre, you should definitely be willing to watch the classics of the genre. And it didn't make any sense to me, for Nasser to be a big horror fan, but to never watch like the classic Hammer films from the '60s, or you know, a lot of the classic horror movies from the '20s, '30s, and '40s. It's like, I mean, those are like those are movies that stand the test of time. I mean, you know, watching Child's Play 8, you know, in 50 years, I don't think anyone's going to remember it. So, you know, I would say watch the greats, read the great horror writers from the past. You know, not just Stephen King, but you know, read you know, Mary Shelley. You know, Mary Shelley. Read you know, uh, Edgar Allan Poe. You know, all those guys. You know, you should have a whole repertoire, whole library of creators to sort of to draw from if you're going to be a creator yourself. So, all right, let's see. Is this still in frame? I hope so. It is. I think so. I'm trying to improve my brush work. It's getting there slowly. Hmm. Glenn was the last straw for me, says Dee Dee. Negan was too much. Yeah, it's just yeah, brutal character. Yeah, I stopped watching Walking Dead. I think a little into the second season. I just got bored with it. I found it interesting at first, and then as the first season went on, and then came into the second season, I just really got bored. I didn't find it interesting. I don't know what it was about it. But then I was glad that I stopped watching as I found out more about what was going on with with the story. I was like, yeah, I'm not missing anything. I mean, it's stuff that I don't really need in my head. I don't need those visuals or that that sort of stuff sort of filtering through my brain pan. So I figured I was better off. have enough have enough crap in my mind without adding to it. So Fly Fox Pro says I left before that. I saw the writing on the wall when I read the comics back in the day. I admire the ability to tell a story that resonated with so many people, though. Yeah, soap opera with zombies. That's basically it. Yeah. Excuse me. All right. Let me see. How am I gonna? I mean, I drew this stuff, but now that I'm getting to the stage where I'm inking it, I'm like second guessing everything I've drawn. It's like, do I want to draw it like that? I think I did. Pretty sure. Hold on. All right. All right. I think that's okay. Fly Fox Pro says I have enough real life horror that I don't need to dwell on it in my fantasy. Yep, no, I agree. I like my entertainment to be entertaining, and I just don't find gross violence to be entertaining. I remember when I saw Passion of the Christ years ago. I mean, it's probably like 15 years ago when it came out in theaters. Great movie, beautiful movie. I would never want to see it again. Never. I have zero interest in seeing that movie again. I mean, I fully support it. I fully support the story it told. I thought it was a fantastic story, but it was so ugly, and it was so. I'm talking about the visuals, the what happened in the movie, and again, it's a very famous event. I mean, probably one of the most famous event in Western history. Um, but seeing it portrayed so graphically on film, it was horrible. I have no desire to ever see it again. My wife loves the movie Apocalypto, also by Mel Gibson, and I can't watch it. She loves it. She says, "Oh, it's a love story. It's so beautiful." I hate that movie. Every time I walk in the room and she's watching it, I have to leave because to me it's just like it's this graphic brutality, and I don't find it entertaining. I just it ugh, I don't know. Everyone's different. I mean that stuff doesn't bother my wife or my mom, but me, I'm like no thanks, no thank you. Um, Eric Hawkins says, "Oh, exactly. Great movies, but one viewing was enough." Fly Fox Pro says, "I felt the same way about Passion. It was so much, my entire family broke down in tears." Yeah, which was why it was such a great movie. I mean, you felt the horror of seeing something like that happen, and it's the same thing with the opening sequence in Saving Private Ryan. I I saw it in the theaters once. I don't really have a desire to watch it again. It was just too. It did too good of a job of showing the horrors of war, which is good. It should show the horrors of war, it doesn't seem appealing. But at the same time, it's not something that I would want to watch more than once, um, because it is so horrific. And it's the same with the Passion. Um, Shinobi Raccoon says, "Sounds like me with Death Note. One viewing was enough." Yeah, Death Note didn't bother me again because to me that was fantasy. Well, it depends. If you were watching the Netflix Death Note, I don't blame you. That was horrible. It was so bad. I wouldn't want to watch it more than once either. But the Japanese version, um, I thought it was a good story. It didn't. Again, the violence didn't bother me that much. Although the actual anime, the manga, that unnerved me when I first read it because it was so it was horrifying. I mean, no showing I guess like Yagami showing a teenager that diabolical, that evil, and that callous who would kill that many people, including did he kill his father? I can't remember if he did. He killed a lot of people. I mean, it was just like it was hard for me to get through. Great story, but it was just horrible stuff happening in it. But and another movie that some of my friends like is what was it? It's a Japanese movie. Um, Battle Royale came out about 20 years ago about a group of high school students who were kidnapped and brought to a desert island to fight to the death. Horrible movie. Not the the story itself was probably good, but horrible to watch for me anyway. I couldn't get through it. Um, Shinobi Raccoon says, "Don't even get me started on Elfen Lied. I hated that anime. I've never seen it. I've heard of it, but I've never. I don't know this. I don't know the plot or anything." Oh, Shinobi Raccoon says, "Yeah, he did kill his father, which was the last straw for me." Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was just just an evil character, but is a fascinating story. All right, now I'm trying to get the whole line weight thing going here. Trying to make the line weights on his hands heavier than the line weight on his head because it's closer to the viewer. But also heavier than the line weight on his kid's head because I want the kid's head to look more fragile than his massive, gnarly fist. I'm trying to incorporate all this stuff that I've sort of picked up over the years. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. D says, heading out, guys. We'll try to make it to D&Q. Looking good, Jason. Always enjoy your streams. Well, thank you, Dee. I appreciate your stopping by and your support. I will definitely try to catch some of your streams so I can actually hear your voice. It would be very cool to see what you do. But thank you again. All right. Excuse me. Yeah, and if you haven't already, please give this live stream a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell for notifications of future videos. I know I keep saying that, but I probably don't say it enough. And I'm going to have to figure out a way to just have like a banner streaming down the stream so you guys can just see all that stuff without me having to repeat it ad nauseum. All right. What time is it? It is 8:52 right now. I've not gotten much done, but my wife is going to be home shortly, so I'm probably going to sign off in about 10 minutes and get ready for Drawn and Quartered on Mike Miller's channel. I'm not going to be drawing, but Eric Hawkins is going to be on there drawing, and I'm going to be in the chat helping out, also setting up the poll and stuff for the votes at the end. So I encourage everybody to go over there, check it out. Yeah, support the artists who will be drawing. The subject tonight on Drawn and Quartered will be Bigfoot Bill, Doug Naples' creation, and Gary Shipman's creation. My brain just died. Titan, created by Gary Shipman, which is sort of like a mouse version of Batman. So I encourage everyone to check out Drawn and Quartered tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is about a little over an hour, on Blacklist Universe channel on YouTube. I think you will enjoy it. I'm trying to keep this in screen, but I seem to be failing. All right, let's see. All right. Huh. Hmm. Excuse me. All right.
Public Enemy number 3, 10 years ago, was released today from the federal penitentiary after serving 11 years with a centralized sentence. To this day, the $250,000 in gold bullion involved in the original crime has not been recovered. Police officials doubt the gold can be recovered, pointing out that should the gold found by Nasser, the insurance company would have a first claim. $250,000 in gold, and this guy used to be a father. Hey, I'd like to meet this guy.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, it's about 9 o'clock now. I'm gonna end the stream now. I apologize. I mean, page isn't over. I'll keep working on it. Either off camera or I'll be back later on to continue drawing, inking it on camera for you guys. So please, if you would, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications for next time I'm online. I'm not sure when that will be. Hopefully it will be soon. If not later on tonight, then tomorrow. I will be continuing inking either this page or a new page. So please subscribe, give this live stream a thumbs up, hit the bell for notifications for future videos, and let's see. Let's zoom in. Let me zoom out so you guys can see what I've done so far. There we go. That's pretty good. There we go. It's getting there, but I'm kind of a slow artist when it comes to trying to get this stuff done. At least while I'm live streaming. It's hard for me to live stream and draw at the same time because I'm talking, I'm reading and stuff, and my brain is not good at multitasking. So I can draw, I can talk. I'm not really good at doing both at the same time. So it's taking a little longer than usual. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this live stream. Thank you very much for your support, for hanging out with me for the last hour and a half. I appreciate it. And again, please join us at Drawn and Quartered on Blacklist Universe channel in about an hour at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you'll see a bunch of professional artists and illustrators drawing Bigfoot Bill and Titan. They have 2 hours, and then at the end, the viewers can vote for the winner. Okay? So you guys take care, and we'll see you soon, all right? Stay out of trouble. Bye.